YouTube, social media world. It's your boy AnonymousBased, and I'm biggity back, biggity back, biggity back with a new reaction video. This time I'm here with something brand new from It's Complicated. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section. So, we are here with something brand new from It's Complicated. Shout out to you, brother. And the name of this video is called Playing Games. Rules of Modern Dating and Understanding Women. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man.
If you had to wear your body count on a jersey, would you be a quarterback, kicker, or defensive player?
Oh, I'd be a defensive player.
Why?
It's complicated.
Kicker's numbers are low and the quarterback's numbers are low, and I'd probably be more fitting with the defensive players.
I'll be a kicker because I kick her out.
Quarterback, I guess.
Why?
Because quarterbacks get in and they get out real quick. I don't know.
I'd be Nick Bosa.
I'd be Nick Bosa.
When it comes to dating, are men forced to play the game or be on the bench?
Forced to play the game.
100% forced to play the game.
How does a guy get from the friend zone to the end zone?
Right here.
Hey.
Why is it when a guy gets laid, we say that he scored?
Because he went all the way.
Yes,
Why?
sir.
Because it's all a win for the man.
Which of the following statements do you think is more true? A man's ideal woman is a bro in the body of a hot chick, or a woman's ideal man is a woman in the body of a handsome man?
Oh, the first one. A bro.
Eyes up here. It's called the Grubel Ultra. Let me tell you about it.
A bro in the body. Yeah, like seriously. Like my guy and I, like I'm a fucking football chick. I'm a total sports nut, so I'm more like a bro for sure.
It's my boy right here. He's a woman in the body of a handsome man.
Isn't one a tomboy while the other's a gay man?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Isn't one a tomboy while the other's a gay man?
Yes.
Yep.
If women want men to connect with them on a deeper level than just sex, why don't more women take interest in male hobbies like sports and video games rather than fashion and pop culture?
Because they got that, oh.
Because women are still old school, and so we are the prize, and so they feel like men have to still chase after them.
I think the best women take more interest in sports and video games, and it's the best sex.
We do it all. 100% do take an interest in anything that is sports related, whether it be 100% or women.
And then why can't men do the same thing? Why can't they sew and knit and come sit with us and watch the TV?
My mother was in a football pool growing up, so every night she'd call in her picks, so I kind of picked that up.
Why are the men who sit around all day playing video games or watching porn seen as less productive than the men who sit around all day watching sports?
Well, that is a great question. I would say they're more productive. They just have more dexterity in their hands.
Football makes you look more like a man and brute and strong, whereas porn makes you look like a pervert.
Ugh, God, it's just so lame. Like, stop playing the video games. Let's go to a football game.
Why do people watch men's sports more than women's, including the women themselves?
Because male athletes are superior.
Yes, sir.
It's common knowledge that the NBA earns far more money than the WNBA. Do you think they should receive equal pay?
Hell no.
Why?
Because they don't bring in the same revenue.
Exactly.
They're not bringing in as many viewers, as much money, as much endorsement deals.
To be fair, my stepdad did tell me WNBA is more popular in other countries than the U.S.
A lot of the sports players, they get paid an exorbitant amount, so I think that money should be shared more equally and spread out to people who need it.
No.
Part of it's because there's more teams in the NBA. That's also because there's a lot more in the media rights side of things. NBA owns both, so they absolutely could. That said, it's probably not going to make shareholders happy. So until the shareholders are happy and actually could do it, or go to more of like a tennis model, then it's probably not going to happen.
If they were at the same level, I think the WNBA needs to become more hype and get out there and get more endorsements. So I'm hoping that they have equal opportunity to do that so they can be just as popular as the NBA.
Why should we have equal pay? Why don't we judge that purely off of competition?
Well, I mean, you have a point. It's just, I think that
people should be getting paid for their performance and how good they are at what they do. But I don't think that it should be based on gender.
What are your thoughts on the X League having women play football in lingerie? Are these women being objectified?
I would think that they were being objectified, but at the same time, that's what a lot of males want to see these days.
Oh God! Well, I myself am a bikini and lingerie model. I'm a Maxim cover girl, so I think that it's kind of cool. It's empowering if they feel that that's what they want to do.
I mean, if the woman consent, I can't say nothing about that. It's not like as long as they're not forced to do it, I don't care.
Why will women admit that men are physically stronger when they want protection, while also thinking that biological men should compete in women's sports?
I do not understand that at all.
I struggle with that because even though that person is identifying as women, their makeup is still as a man, like their bone structure. You cannot change your bone structure.
Yeah.
So I feel like there should be even another category outside of male and female. It should be like a whole nother gender category for those type of sports.
If feminism is such a strong political movement, why don't they complain about transgenders dominating women's sports?
That is a great question. I don't think that should be allowed at all. I don't think a man should be allowed to compete in a women's sport. But I say if a woman wants to, let them try.
Why is it that it's only men competing in women's sports, but never women competing in the men's sports?
Oh, that is because
Exactly.
They wouldn't
Exactly.
Would you let your daughter compete against a transgender woman in MMA or boxing?
No.
Nope.
Not a chance, because she'd get pummeled.
If she a bodybuilder, I mean, you see, there's actual woman bodybuilders, so yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but if that's what she wants to do, I would allow it.
There's all this talk about creating a more fair and equitable society. What determines in life what should be a competition and what should have equal outcomes?
What determines in life what should be a competition, what should have equal outcomes? I suppose whatever is a competition and what isn't, right? If I'm competing for a job, it's a competition. If I'm competing against my peers for a promotion, it's a competition. So,
should there be equal outcomes in sports?
No, there would never be equal outcomes
Exactly.
in sports because you're competing for an outcome.
Because there's a winner and a loser.
So then why do we pick and choose?
Why do we pick and choose what?
When we have competition and when we have equality?
That's a good question. I don't know. Good question.
What's the difference between a football coach and a dating coach?
That dating coach ain't gonna win nothing.
Football coaches are like, get out there and play, baby. And dating coaches are like, get out there and play, baby.
Why does a guy have to be coached on how to pick up women, but he doesn't have to be coached on how to make friends?
Because women are much more selective than men are.
Why do we keep coaching men to play a game we all know is rigged?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think it's rigged.
It's not rigged.
What does it mean to have game?
Spit Riz.
What's the difference between the dating game, having game, and playing games? And why do we use the same word for all three things?
Because it's all a game.
If you got game, it comes to you natural. Don't do nothing. They're there. If you're playing the game, you're trying to run it on them. You know what I mean? As far as see what you can get out of them. And as far as what was the next one?
What are your thoughts on the following expression? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh, I think you should hate the player too.
No.
Why do guys say they want good girls but are attracted to sluts, while girls say they want good guys but are attracted to players?
That's a great question. I'm not attracted to sluts, so I don't know.
Honestly, I think it's just the way they look. If they're handsome or pretty to them, that's what they're distracted by.
And then media shows that as being popular and stuff, but I think the person really doesn't know who their true self is.
A lot of people want what they can't have or what they don't need.
And so that's why they want the opposite of what they say they want, because they don't really know who they are.
Do you think women want men to understand them better?
Yes.
What's the difference between understanding women versus analyzing women's behavior?
Nothing.
Connect with them on a more emotional level.
Isn't one more empathetic and the other strategic?
It's all a strategy.
Is it wrong to be strategic when it's called a dating game?
Play chess, not checkers.
If I analyze their behavior, it's because I'm trying to get to know them better, which is still empathy.
Is it wrong to be strategic when it's called a dating game?
Just because you call it a game doesn't mean you should just focus on strategy.
All right. Okay, man. Shout out to It's Complicated for coming through with a fire video of speed, interactions, and questions and answers called Playing Games, bro. So real quick, this one was really interesting because this was more of like a rapid fire version of the street interviews. I like the questioning, I like the answers, and I like that it was themed. It was a sports themed interview. I don't know what was going on at the time of this video being recorded, but I did notice a lot of people had football jerseys on, so it must have been something going on. And like I said, I like the theme of the video. I like the line of questioning, and I like that it was themed around the concept of games, competition, winners, losers, strategy, analyzing things, figuring out a way to have the upper hand versus figuring out ways to avoid having the disadvantage. So overall, I like the questions. I definitely like the interactions. I like the fact that it got people to think a little bit. But for the most part, with each question, people were able to just fire off an answer right away, which I like. But at the same time, I do like it when he throws out questions that stumps people and gets them to think a little bit, because you're not going to always have a readily available answer to any given question, especially when you're put on the spot like this. So overall, great video, great concept, great content. I mean, you out here doing the Lord's work, brother. So one more shout out to It's Complicated. And with that being said, that's pretty much my reaction, man. So if you like the video, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section, man. It's your boy AnonymousBased. Peace.